shattering the part of me, and I can take it. My heart is so hollow, the blood has an echo inside of my veins. My heart is so hollow, your voice is so narrow, making the pain. My heart is so hollow, hollow, hollow. My heart is so hollow, hollow, hollow.
That music was awesome. Hello.
That's why we have a 1 minute timer instead of a 30-second, because it gets you hyped.
Are you saying I need to increase our timer, Jess?
Always.
I guess I'll be making a new timer later.
Feels like I got nothing better to do with my time but make a new timer.
I mean, if my laptop ever loads.
Well, there is that. It's rather important. You will need that. Hello, everyone. How is everybody doing? We are the HEX girls today, clearly.
And we're going to put a spell on you.
And we are indeed going to put a spell on you. Because that's how we roll. My fellow HEX girls have cookies, and I do not. And that is sad and depressing.
I offered you a cookie.
I mean, I would take one, but also we're like 3 states. Actually, it's only 1 state away, but we are states away.
These ones are Reese's Pieces cookies.
Reese's Pieces cookies, maybe. Tell
Yeah.
We have friends here. That's me.
Hello, friends. Hi.
We're gonna have a whole coven of Authortube coven.
Yes.
Oh, heck yes.
Matching lipstick. I think we're all wearing different
Mostly.
colors. But you know, same brand.
Same brand.
Same brand. So
Same brand and same
counts.
series. Because they're all black medals.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that too. Like by the time you hit the countdown and then you hit the start broadcast and it actually starts, you're usually like right at the end of the 30-second timer.
Mhm.
So that's why a minute,
See-
like it feels like forever for us, but for everyone else, it's normal.
Yeah. Also, I keep having to refresh every time someone starts. So, like, having the longer lead up time is like just I don't miss anybody. Wallace.
These points are noted.
And a Stieg. Hello, friends. Hello.
He's
hello,
still
hello.
wearing pants.
Probably. Hello, Amanda.
Today's going to be weird because I'm like, in order to look at the camera, I have to look over here. But the laptop's over here.
Hi.
Drink and pen and paper. And, you know, like, how is everybody doing? Are you all prepared to get some productivity done? I'm going to, like, torture these ladies with a 30-minute and then a 45-minute. That's how I live my life.
But my socializing. No, it's fine.
I love to torture.
Hello.
I love to torture.
It'll take that long for my laptop to do anything today, so it's fine.
She's like, if you do a 30-minute sprint, I might get 4 minutes of work done. Okay.
Might get the dock open.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi. My name is Sherry. I have been MIA for like a month and change now, and that's because I decided to just like buckle down and work on my novel because I am in the unshowering, like no, just babbling to myself crazy part of the writing process. Yeah, it's great. I feel awesome about it. I usually stream on Twitch when I'm feeling socializing, but that's I guess I'm on unofficial hiatus. So I'm just wherever Jess needs me. Jess and Sam, I'm just only on their channels.
We have exclusive Sherry right now. And I wasn't sure if you were done. And I am Writing Mom Samantha L. Nassett. On my channel, I talk about writer things, parent things, and writer-parent things. I host writing sprints on Mondays, as well as like conversational streams. And I'm trying very hard not to be like, I like do this and that, but no, because this isn't my channel. It's been a while since I've guested other places. You can also keep up to date with all things Sam via my newsletter on my website, samanthallnassett.com, and you can read a sample of my writing because I feel it's important to know that somebody can write before you start taking all their advice and shiz. So
Absolutely.
there you go. I think that's everything.
And both a Sherry and a Sam are linked down below, so that you can peruse them down there. And if you are new and you have just found my channel, my name is Jess. And on my channel, I talk about reading, writing, book, and planner things. And right now, I'm currently in the middle of a video every weekday in August. And month's almost over. I think I've got like 7 videos left to go. So I'm feeling pretty good about it.
We're 2 days away from Virgo season.
My favorite season. Thank you.
Somebody has a birthday coming up very soon.
I do. Some ladies will be joining me on my channel for said birthday.
I wonder who.
I don't know.
Such a mystery.
Such a mystery.
Such mystery. So much wonder.
Hello. At 201 days of lockdown, accumulation, excited to be in company of such fantastic people. Yay! Also, like in the glass.
Thank you. These are actually sunglasses that I put a prescription lens on.
You do.
Nice.
Hello, look at the little pupper dog.
Oh my god, he's so adorable.
Puppy!
Or the pupper dog. So what will everybody be working on this evening? Are you reading? Are you writing? Are you doing other thingies?
I'm going to be writing, and then when I just can't stand like my own quote unquote voice anymore, I'll be reading.
Fair.
Theoretically, I will be doing much fantasy research. Theoretically.
Theoretical.
Very interesting.
I'm doing some writing.
Whoa, I know you. What an interesting book you've got there.
Yeah, I'm doing some I'm still doing research on not how to plot, because I don't feel like you have to have like this book in particular to make a plot. I feel like anybody can plot if you like have ever watched TV or read a book before.
Yeah.
But just doing some research so I can figure out how to make my plot better for the story, for my French Grim Reaper story. Because I plan on working on that in November. So
Nice.
I'm building up a Scrivener file with like where I want things to be at and kind of moving things around. That way when November gets here, I can just write.
Yeah.
So that's my plan to work on this evening.
I like how I like the bits where they talk about the different genres, the different Save the Cat genres. Like, I got to this part where they were like, "Oh, the monster in the house," and I was like, "Oh my god, that is one of my most favorite tropes." Like, I love being stuck somewhere isolated and having to like fight a monster, basically. And especially if that monster is just in your head, that's one of like the best tropes that like what I really love reading. And apparently you can use that in every other genre. You can kind of like take bits of that like and transpose it into like an actual commercial genre or whatever it is you're working on. Like it has these plot beats that you have to hit, and I liked that idea. I like going that way about it. You know, it's comforting because you don't have to like make up every step on your own.
You have to do all of the things by yourself.
I think it's really good to like continue to read technical resources. Like when I first started wanting to be an author seriously, I was like 12 or 13. And so ever since then, I would read like author interviews, director interviews, just like interviews from people who created things, and then just like study the different structures and stuff. And I think it's really good to get all those different perspectives and to know that there's no hard line. Yeah. There's always, and it's like, okay, so this formula, like the hero's journey, it works really well, and it works for a reason. But that doesn't mean that you can't like take that as a base and then deviate from it in a way.
Yeah, because there are certain flavors, right? Like from our, like you know what a Guillermo del Toro film is, right? Like, and you know what a Quentin Tarantino film is. Like they all have their different.
Apparently not, because I actually get those two, those exact two.
They just have weirdo names. Like my theory is because both their names are so weird. Brain fogs just went, they're the same name.
Well, for me, I'm dyslexic and I like mix things anyway. That's one of my symptoms. But also, I think I just haven't like seen enough of either of their films for me to really connect the names. And like, I knew of Quentin Tarantino's name since I was a kid. And so that's the one that always sticks out to me. But I actually enjoy Guillermo del Toro films. So I'm like, but I always think that I hate them because I mix the two directors. So.
I think you like Pan's Labyrinth, right?
I don't know. I've never seen Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh. Then I have no idea who I'm talking to.
It's okay. Sorry, I interrupted you. Continue what you were saying. Their flavors. The directors, you know their flavors. Yeah, the different flavors
of artists that you like, of storytellers that you like. You can take those pieces, but if you have a kind of vague formula, you'll be able to take the pieces that you do like and then put them where they're supposed to go, and it's not going to come out tasting like garlic ice cream. You know what I mean?
Yes. Just his face. You just ruined her life, Sherry.
I'm sorry.
It's like I was watching. What was it? Because I like to watch a lot of analysis thingies, and I was watching. I forgot who he is, but he was talking about like this general advice. At the moment, it's really trendy for people to be like, your inciting incident has to happen by this page. And like in a script or something. And it's like, but Rocky, one of the most beloved movies, the inciting incident there actually doesn't happen until like, I think it's page 90 of the script, but because of the way that Rocky is written and the way that it's presented and everything, it works for Rocky. So while it's generally good advice to have your inciting incident happen quickly, it's not like the definitive rule. So
what? No, it's not. It's never too early for spook.
I'm sorry, I don't put myself away just because of
Halloween
seasonal things.
Is every year.
That's like I don't do seasonal food either. When people are like, "Oh man, I can't wait for like fall because then I get to eat like pumpkin pie and this stuff," and I'm like, I make pumpkin pie in March. I don't give a fuck. I can eat what I want.
Yeah, what she said. Never too early for the spooky. Rodney, I have read Fantasy Fiction Formula. It's good, but it is also very pretentious. So
ooh.
Just look out
we can't.
Speaking
can't
of
read
good
anything
and also
pretentious.
pretentious, John Truby's Anatomy of Story. Extremely pretentious.
These
It was
are all
very
things I should avoid.
it was very like white man explains to you. You know, it was very oof.
I cannot deal. I can't. I would be
Um,
so angry the whole time.
you're right.
You would. There are some sentences in there that I'm like, I should screenshot this and send it to Sam.
No. Sherry's like, how can I make Sam go on a tirade? Fourth person?
Fourth person. Anyway, I'm going to pull up a timer and we're going to do some sprints while these two goof off because that's probably what's going to happen.
How dare!
And we're
I'm
going to
defragging my laptop. I'm being productive.
do something productive while we're gone. Hello, Shay. Oh, I missed a Shay. There we go. There we are. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, okay. Anyway, I'm going to start a timer.
All right, see
Ready,
y'all in
set.
30.
Sprint. Hi.
Hello.
That was great.
Well, that was the end of our first sprint. If you couldn't tell from the at the end, how did everybody do?
I was thinking about how there is no ethical consumption under capitalism. I was thinking very deep thoughts and not at all about makeup.
Well, you know.
Very deep. So deep.
I ran a virus scan on my computer and it said it found nothing, but I don't believe it, so I'm doing it again. Where's your what? Your what? Do you want some? Are you just giving her the whole thing?
Bites.
Okay. Sorry. Chris got pizza for the kids for dinner, and he got me and him some sushi. And our youngest is a sushi fiend, so she came out and she looked around and she's like, "Where's mine?" And I'm like, "Your what?" And she's like, "Mine." And I'm like, "Your what?" She's like, "My sushi." You didn't?
Aw,
And then Chris just gave her the rest of his sushi. So
adorable. I love it. It was a very spooky burp at the end of that sprint timer.
Autumn got 505.
oh,
Good
excuse me.
job.
Sweet.
Made it through Chester's. I don't know what SPOO. There's too many letters in there.
Spook? A spook
They're
drill?
They're all capital, and I can't read them. Not sure if the climax is dramatic enough. I struggle with capital letters. I don't know why, but I do. Like all caps hurts my eyeballs.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sharon, I must hurt your eyeballs a lot.
It's not as I'm gonna say this and it's really weird, but it's not as bad like in dark as it is.
Yeah.
So like I try to keep everything in dark mode that I can. There is
Well,
no dark mode for
A fun fact, if you're neurotypical or neurotypical in certain ways, like dyslexic, ADD, or ADHD, I know about the dyslexic for 100%. I only vaguely recall the other two being accurate, so always double check, fact check things. But bright against dark is actually easier to read.
yeah.
So, but if you're like neurotypical, it's usually the opposite. So, which is just a fun correlating fact.
I have what I call vague dyslexia. Like just certain letters and only it. I think because like with English, like as they have proven, like your brain just kind of knows what the words are at this point, and like so you move on. But like when I'm trying to learn other languages, no.
So there's actually different degrees of dyslexia. Like my dyslexia is actually like kind of weird because I don't like numbers and stuff don't do that. My letters, they don't float or anything, which is part of why it took me so long to realize that is what I had. But I feel that like every other checkbox, I'm there. Like word replacement, which word replacement is when you switch specific words. Sometimes it can be specific words for other words. So I will like use a word that has absolutely nothing to do with the word that I wanted. They might not even sound the same, and it will be a consistent thing. Like I'll just do it all the time with those two specific words. And that's a dyslexic thing. And I have a whole video on the different types of dyslexia, actually. So if you want to give that a check, maybe learn some things you didn't want to know about yourself.
Learn some things you didn't want to know
You
about.
may be one of us.
You know, there is that. Grape Fry wants to be your kid and have sushi and pizza.
I frequently adopt younger creators. My children.
She has 2 whole apprentices.
I actually have more, but there's only 2 official ones that like rival each other. So
I only know of 2 because they keep trying to destroy each other.
yes,
It's like you have to make sure that the tourniquets are ready.
I think it's because it's factions now. I think everybody else just goes.
We've
under
all
those
aligned
2.
with someone else.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like Jess is aligned with CB only because she doesn't want CB to assassinate her. It's been working out so far.
I'm on Team Crunchy Peanut Butter.
That too.
That too.
Oh, see, one of them knows the pains of like tutoring children under the age of 13, which I also know, and the other one knows the pains of working in like a coffee shop making drinks for people. So like, oh, they're both like in my estimation. I love them both. It's
She was like, "Don't make me pick. I didn't know I had to." It's fine.
I like the both of them.
You can switch teams too.
Anyway, Julie tried to convince Amber to move to Pennsylvania, and there's that.
I assume it didn't go well.
Showing
By the try.
Showing the villain's human side and the main character's villainous side.
I love that.
Yikes.
We were just having a conversation about that earlier this morning.
Was it this morning? Yes, it was this morning.
What is time?
I think that was before my nap.
Hello, Bananas and Finn, who both joined while we were kind of vaguely away. Random numbers mixed out of order. Certain words. Yep, that's me.
Yeah.
Another thing that a lot of people don't realize is random facts with Sam is that dyslexia it's not just about your reading. Like it's defined as the reading, but like it's so much more than that, and they know that now. It's actually primarily about the communication portion of your brain and the way that you process that. Yeah. So like there's a lot of verbal components to it too. And for example, my sister, who's also dyslexic for years, and I mean like well over 5-6 years, whenever she was conveying that she was frustrated and flustered, she would say, "I'm frustrated." And one day I was like, "Why do you say frustrated?" Because I mean, it's a cool word and I love it, but like, and she just kind of stops and looks at me and she's like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, for years you have said frustrated. And she's like, "No, I'm not. I'm saying frustrated and flustered." And I'm like, "Oh, baby girl, no, you is not. You is saying frustrated." And now she'll catch herself sometimes, but then other times she won't. And it's just, that's legitimately a dyslexia thing. And I never knew that. Also, but using words
is a cool word.
It's a great word, isn't it? I'm sure she won't mind. So, yeah, see, it's such a good word. I think it describes perfectly that moment when you're just like, so when you get frustrated at yourself for being flustered and not being able to communicate well anymore.
It says like so much. Yeah,
it's such a genius word, and it was just complete accident. Because
life do be like that sometimes.
Kate would like you to adopt her so she can have pizza and sushi as well.
Okay. My children grow. I'm actually in one of my writing groups. I'm just known as the mom of the server, because just like, yeah, I'll just adopt everybody. It's fine.
Server mom.
There's several people older than me that I've adopted too, and I'm like, it's fine. I'm an ancient immortal. It's just this lifetime. I'm only in my 30s.
Nia says she's too old to be adopted by any of us.
I adopt at any age. It does not matter. I am an ancient immortal being. It's just this current lifetime. I'm only 30. But I've been around since the dawn of time.
Put effort into speaking. It's frustrating. Bananas doesn't like sushi, but would also like to be adopted.
That's also fair. My other 2 children don't like sushi, so we don't discriminate based on food preferences in this house.
Yeah. I'm a chef. I'm not allowed to discriminate by food preferences because you have to accept everybody. It's not like your money is no good here.
Yeah, we actually we have what is apparently a very unique dinner rule. If we're making a dinner that we know one of the kids isn't going to like, but everybody else does, we'll make that kid a little like thing, or we'll just make an option so that they can pick between the main dinner or that little dinner.
Yeah.
But because our children went through this phase where like they all love macaroni and cheese, but that night one of them didn't want it, so they said they hated the macaroni and cheese, right?
Mhm.
And it's like, we know that they don't hate it, but we don't like just saying, oh, hey, you're lying about your food preference.
Mhm.
So instead, it's like, okay, then make your own dinner. So if they don't want dinner, they have to make their own dinner.
That's awesome.
Our house rule was always, if you don't like what's being made for dinner, there's peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Have a nice life.
I had to cook I had to learn how to cook very early because my parents were always at work. So I just cooked whatever. I don't know. I would have pancakes for dinner.
My parents were of two drastically different mindsets, and like we went through a time where one of them would be at home or they would both be working, and then my grandmother handled dinner, or like the other one would then not be working. Like my parents traded off who worked. Not necessarily by choice. That's just what happened. And so if it was my dad cooking, he was determined it was a mind over matter thing. And you should eat even if you didn't like it. And we're like, no. But my mom, she was just like, oh, well, if you don't like it, you don't like it. You know where the cupboard is. So,
It's that way.
yeah.
When
And my grandmother was just like, y'all are going to cook with me, so figure out what we're cooking for dinner.
I started cooking dinner when I was 6 because my mom worked second shift.
Same.
And despite the fact that I was the younger sibling, but because my brother was the older sibling, I was the one who did the cooking. Explain that one. Oh wait, sexism. Got it. Anyway, and
No.
my mom's boss used to tell the lady who worked in the office. Her name was Judy, and she used to tell stories about, like, I would call her at the office and I would tell her what mom had told me to make for dinner, and she would tell me over the phone how to make it.
Adorable.
Like, if it was spaghetti or something, like, she'd be like, okay, you put the meat in the pan and you wait until it's all brown, and like she would tell me how to cook dinner over the phone.
That's adorable. Like, I think we were both kind of the same age, so like back in the day, they were like, yeah, totally trust a 6-year-old to boil water.
I
With an
am
open
in your
flame.
age group, you know, Sherry. I'm not that far. We cook the same box.
Yeah, but you like had to do it with the wood burning flames, like back in the Victorian
That's
era.
fair. That's fair. The stone ovens. Yeah.
Yes.
I actually do know how to use one of those.
You like time travel, you'll be perfectly set. You're like, I got this.
I'm good. No matter where they send me, I'll survive.
See, there's some other. Nia was a baby chef also.
My kids, 2 of them, they're like, they want to be chefs now. And we're like, okay. So what we're going to start doing is they're each going to get a day where they can pick what we're making for dinner. And then just one child, because we don't have a big kitchen. So just one kid is going to make dinner with mom's supervision because I'm paranoid about
I
burns.
love it. Yeah, me too.
They also want to learn to make Chinese dumplings. And Chris is like, we need a dumpling press. And I'm like, do we need a dumpling press? No.
If you have a big enough cookie, like if you have a, those
Sherry, it's not about
piggies?
It's not about if we actually need one. It's about him needing the best, easiest thing to do with children. It's dad spoiling. That's what it is.
Use the empanada press. Use the empanada press, but big. It'll just be really big dumplings. His mom would
I'll
have
tell him
one.
to get one. No, His mom does not have one.
Oh.
His mom didn't do a lot of home cooking from what I gathered. Because both his parents worked. So
yeah.
Chris started learning to cook and stuff when we got married, and I initially started teaching him to cook. And then now he just learns everything on his own. And I'm like, how dare you start to make things I don't know how to make?
Tamales. I still
Rude.
remember those
I
tamales.
Yes. Oh my God. I wanted tamales so bad. Those were his first time making tamales. It was so good. Also, because sexism, they just didn't teach him a lot of housework. Because he was
Listen,
a boy.
Nia, more power to you. I don't have the patience to cook with children. My nieces, I have let my nieces like bake with me, but I feel like the 5 minutes it takes to like mix up a cookie batter is not the same as cooking dinner.
It is not. Also, like with baking, if you do like I do sometimes, because their attentions will. But I will just pre-measure everything in tiny bowls and then just be like, now pour that in.
I had to teach a class full of tiny little babies. So what I would do is I'd wrap every single surface, like work table, in plastic wrap, and I'd put newspaper on the floor, and I'd be like, okay, go nuts.
So Nia, that is how I bake everything, and I make these little pastries that are similar to empanadas, and I like make up my own fruit fillings, or like strawberry and cream cheese filling, or
Hand
meat
pies.
fillings. Yeah, like little tiny hand pies, and that's how I just use a little fork to close the ends and stuff. So, but no, that's not good enough for when Chris is going to make things with the children. He needs all the equipment.
My issue now is I can't cook small because I'm used to cooking for 10 people. Yeah!
I don't either.
It took me a while. Like oh man.
I'm getting better at it now. But like when it was just Chris and me, Chris, me, and his roommate, and I would like make chili and stuff. We would be able to eat it for like a whole week.
Yeah.
Because you go from that big family to being on your own, and you're like, I'm not feeding an army anymore. And now
we
my
always
army just
talk about food, you guys.
Look, it's my soul. It's my love language. It's just, it is what it is. Look, I need to show you my setup real quick. All right, over here, we've got my sushi.
Hello.
And then over here, I've got chocolate milk for dipping my cookies in.
Ooh.
And I've got a mint strawberry tea. And it's like, if you go back during the sprint, I'm eating everything.
I have barley tea, and this is my favorite thing in the world. It is full of Ceylon tea right now.
I want one.
It's so much heavier than I expected. So when I
that
pick
looks
it up,
like it's a hefty one.
Why are you so heavy? Time to draft. Julie is making herself known. She is rushing us. Get to the sprinting, ladies.
I'm getting it. She's not wrong. We need
what?
work to do.
She's
I can't. You see what I'm doing? See? I can't do anything till it's done.
Defracking is so sexy, Sam.
My what? Oh. Yes. So you're just gonna get to see or not see me eat sushi and cookies for a while. I don't know if to write or read more Gossip Girl.
Sprint for 45 this time.
Yes.
See you all on the other side.
Bye.
Oh. was not a fan of that.
That was a thing that happened.
Just nope.
Note to self: don't play that one again.
We apologize for anybody who just died of a heart attack.
Right?
Did not mean to murder anybody on stream.
That was
Kate said that's how she feels every sprint.
my face hurts.
I will say I do mildly appreciate how while it was a scream, it wasn't like it could have been 10,000 times worse as far as pain goes. It was a weirdly subdued scream.
I have just been making inappropriate comments for the lulz.
This is the best thing ever.
You know, Jess, we are excellent at running an event. We did not at any point at the beginning of this stream mention that host applications are up and live.
Oh.
I just thought about that.
I mean,
How did everybody do this sprint?
I held it together during that
no,
sprint.
you did not.
Look.
Call out. Just like we're not having this lying bullshit here.
Look. I held it together for most of it. I'm
Chat,
proud
I
of
just need to
myself.
know, did anybody else hear the timer whispering Sam? Because I, straight up thought Sherry or Jess was fucking with me, but especially since the first time I looked over was when Sherry was losing it. So I thought they had DM'd and were in on something. But then it just kept doing it on a specific pattern, and I was like, the fuck? So
No, well, we were laughing because Sherry sent a DM that said it sounded like the ghosties were doing some boning.
yeah, I read that after. Definitely not before, though.
Oops.
So how did everybody do that sprint?
I read 2 chapters of this light novel called The Realist Hero. Oh god, it's a light novel, so it has a really long, weird title.
Yeah.
How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom, Volume 1. And for those of you who don't know, light novels are basically manga with more words.
Light novels are novelized stories in the same framework as manga or anime, so it carries a lot of the same tropes and everything.
Yep.
I was going to say they're novelized manga and anime, but that's not true. Some start as light novels.
Yes.
I know somebody who wrote an anime-inspired novel, and I'm like, why don't you just call it a light novel?
Yeah.
And they're like, because it's 300 pages. And I'm like, that's not what that... It's not saying it's tiny.
Look, light novels are huge.
Yeah, girl, I know.
Forever.
I saw the fuckers.
Yeah.
And they got some pretty damn covers.
You're like, I've had to sell and stock light
I had
novels.
to
How dare
that's
you.
not my job anymore. Well, kind of when we're set up, but yes.
Delicious.
I just live here.
Look
I
at
don't know what
undead monkeys. So I decided I could not take not doing anything that sprint, so I did promise someone in chat that I would tell them what my snack productivity was. 3 little sushis and cookie. And then I went and I changed my laundry loads and I picked up my living room. And then I remembered that I promised my 6-year-old daughter I have a working project, which is sorting all of her beads for her. And it's going.
228 that time. Whispering, screaming timer notwithstanding.
I read through 2 of the genre examples. Maybe 3. I don't remember.
They weren't that memorable, I guess.
Mostly I laughed at Sherry.
I would love
to entertain.
I would love for my computers to stop throwing its temper tantrums so that I can research fantasy, but I may be on the desktop all weekend doing that instead. I have like over 30 subgenres to figure out how to summarize.
I really am just like dreaming about some bagel bites.
Bagel bites.
I found out we have bagel seasoning. I didn't know that was a thing, let alone that my husband bought that.
Delicious.
So that was interesting to discover. Ooh, dinner.
Some wine with ginger ale like a heathen.
That's just that's just like a college wine cooler. If you give it a fancy name, you can like get away with anything.
So
Call it the Kerouac.
So because it is very hot in my state at the moment, I have started just taking like little drinks for the kids, like the Hugs or Capri Sun after school. But like the sun, it doesn't matter how much AC you have in a car. The sun is still going to heat things. Mm-hmm. So I told my husband, I was like, I would like to get a small cooler for the van. And he's like, yeah, cool. Or you could just take the moonshine cooler. And I'm like, I could take the moonshine cooler. Now,
you said moonshine cooler?
Yeah, it's when we went on our anniversary trip to Gatlinburg this year, we did a moonshine tasting, and if you bought, I think it was 3 moonshines, you got you bought 4 moonshines, you got 2 for free and a cooler to carry them in.
I love it.
And so we did, especially after my hubby is a little tipsy. He spends money a little easier. So.
Don't we all?
I don't know what a moonshine cooler is or what it looks like, but I want one in my life.
I'll be back, Sherry.
Show and tell.
Show and tell. Show me the money.
How did everyone else do? Does any of... Oh, nope. Whoa! It's cute.
See.
I love her.
Yeah, it says on it, Old Smoky's Tennessee Moonshine. And I was like, I mean, it's fine as long as nobody thinks I'm pulling out, like, alcohol to give my children. And Chris was like, it's Capri Suns and Hugs, honey. You're fine.
You're not giving them, like, water bottles full of clear liquid that are, like, questionably probably vodka.
No. I also doubt anybody's actually going to see it, but you know. You always got to be prepared.
Mm-hmm. People are judgy.
Fuck them people.
I agree.
Hell with all the people. Well, y'all, that's all I have for sprints this evening.
We were kind of productive. I feel like we got some stuff done.
We were here for 2 hours. We were productive. We did some things. Everybody did a great job.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you all.
Proud of you guys.
I'm proud of you guys. You're so awesome.
My husband dared implied I might have to factory reset my laptop, and I was like, sir, you can just walk away now. Find a new wife. You want to talk like that?
Find a new wife? Damn.
I may be over dramatic. He's used to it. It's fine.
Gonna need you to get a whole new wife, please. Anyway. Well, do you guys like to do an outro or say anything nice before you run away?
Do I have to do that last part?
Do not
Nice.
forget that the host applications are open for a worldwide write-a-thon.
In
It's a thing
October?
that is going down. Yeah.
Do they have a week or 2 weeks to fill that out, Jess?
1 week till next Friday.
Yeah, so the deadline is next Friday. We will not be announcing any host spots until the deadline has passed because that wouldn't make sense since just puts it all in a random generator.
Mhm.
Don't mind me going off screen because of beads.
Bees.
Yeah.
Bees.
Beads.
I know right now we have like 35 responses for
I was going to
about
say
23 host spots.
Mhm.
So
yes.
I know there definitely will be some people that are not going to get a host spot, but that's just the nature of the beast.
You don't want to make up more streams so that everybody gets those.
If somebody else would like to take all of my leftover hosts and create their own write-a-thon the following weekend, I'm perfectly okay with that.
I have never felt more like Jess was considering stabbing me than just that moment.
One 48-hour write-a-thon every 4 months is enough for me. Thank you.
Take my leavings, says Jessica. Take my leavings.
Well,
Y'all can do whatever you want, but no. You're all welcome to start your own write-a-thon whenever you feel the need to do so.
nah, I'm good. I'm good helping you with this one.
All right. Thank you.
I barely want to host, man. I'm just here for the lulls.
I have to find a replacement for my monster ball, so I'm dealing with some devastation over here. But also, it's my back piece I've wanted since I was like 16, so
I
no
mean,
regrets.
I will be there. It's fine.
Yeah.
I will be the cheer.
I will be in costume.
Me too.
Yeah.
Well, Sin, in order to kind of answer this, it takes about, I want to say a month and a half ish.
Yeah.
And that's like when we start a month and a half out getting hosts and stuff, and then between communicating with all the hosts, getting the thumbnails and making sure we got all the links and that everything's in the playlist, setting up the playlist, there is a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and like there's just a lot of things to do, and like and I think things don't even stop happening until like the day before or the day of, which is part of why we're trying to be more strict on deadlines to make that easier on us.
We are technically starting 9 weeks out from the event.
We're 2 months. We're 2 months
Yeah, a
out
full
right
2
now.
months. And I think we do typically do like 2 months on and 2 months off. Like we take a 2-month break in between, and then 2 months of planning, and then a 48-hour event, and then take 2 months off.
Take a
48-hour
month and a
event.
half sometimes.
You know,
For a 48-hour event where Jess and I will continue to yell at each other to sleep, and then neither of us sleep much because we care about the other one sleeping more than our own sleep.
who needs
But we're
sleep?
also notoriously bad at listening.
Get some sleep, but also I'm not gonna sleep. And then like 4
Right?
hours later, I don't remember you telling me that. That's because you haven't slept for 2 days.
I'm just fueled by anxiety.
No, I just don't sleep. I'm an ancient immortal.
It's true. Okay. I'm ready to go by. Are you ready to go by?
We go
Yeah.
by.
Okay. Bye, everybody.